Hey, Jim. Good morning. Hi, how are you? I'm Michael. Yeah. Hold on. I'm translator. Translator, my friend translator. Okay. Hey, Steven. Hello, Steven. 他是 Jim。你问他一下，这是哪个英文媒体的记者？
Okay. Hi, good morning. Hi, good morning. Thank you for helping us translate. Let me just ask, actually, your first name is Michael. What is your last name? His last name is Wang, W-A-N-G. W-A, Wang with an A. Or Wang. Okay. Tell me about, basically, I contacted Joe, who I know from some reporting I did about nail salons a while ago, because I heard that there was going to be a protest by the Chinese landlords. Friday, yeah. Sort of protesting against the hardship that the ban on eviction specifically has been on for landlords. Yes. And let me start by asking a little bit about, Michael, can you tell me about, I assume you own some buildings, can you tell me about what you own and sort of what's been happening? Okay. Where are you guys calling from? Where am I calling from? I'm in Brooklyn. Right. I mean, which channel you guys are with? Oh, I'm with Reason Magazine, and we also have a video platform too, and I'm the executive editor of video at Reason Magazine. So we're a magazine and a website, and sort of we're libertarians. So we have an opinion, but we do a lot of on-the-ground reporting, and we kind of approach the world we're pro-free market in general. We write a lot and do videos a lot about ways in which regulations are, making life difficult, not only for business owners, but ultimately also for everybody. So that's kind of our bet. Okay, got it. Let me just give them a little idea which organization that comes from. Okay, sure. 他就是说，他们呢是那个 Reason Magazine，他们呢是主要是做杂志方面的宣传和报道，主要是报道现在的法律和现在的制度对生活造成的影响。他说呢，他们之前采访了是一个指甲店的一个小业主，然后呢，他们知道你现在在做这个公益事业，他们呢主要是想问一下关于今年的这个法律变动对小业主的影响，特别是这个大游行期间。所有的租客驱赶被禁止了之后，对小业主的影响。他问，像你个人的情况受到了什么影响？就是你拥有些什么样的产业
OK，你跟他讲，就是说，今年3月份 coronavirus 一直以来呀，很多的这个小业主啊，因为州长令啊，州长这个免驱逐的不准驱逐令，不准法庭接受这种案子的这个命令，导致很多的这些小业主他收不到租金，他们要付一些这个地税，还有这个贷款一些杂费。相当的困难。有一部分人呢，他们就是有能力支付的，因为他们有失业金，有一些收入，包括他们就是到了7、8月份，他们复工以后，他们是有收入的，但是他们就是因为法院不开庭，州长令的延期，要求法庭接受这个房东的这个案子到1月1号，所以说他们就故意。有钱不交，赖租。昨天呢，我们呢有一个这个调解员上门帮这个小业主去调解，2个95后的老赖，逼的这个小业主呢给1万块钱搬家费，他才走。那么呢， 他们业主没办法，业主要卖楼，没办法，他就给了他1万块，然后他就搬走，呢，在车上跟我的小姐姐说，我只需要付1押1租3000块，我就以后找到一个新的东家，新的小业主，新的这个房屋，我再不需要交钱了，我再要再走的时候再要1万块，这是真的是一个好的职业。你现在跟他讲这些。
Okay. Yeah, Michael is saying that since the March of 2020, a lot of landlords are not able to pay any rent, and there's been an executive order from the governor, which bans the eviction, and so many people they went back to their jobs after July, but still they're protected by these orders, and they refuse to pay rent because that nothing can be done. Michael, he has a few social workers that work for the landlords, which they go to the landlord's property, work with the tenants to help the landlords get their apartments back. He mentioned there was a story that two very young couples stayed at owner's apartment, refused to move out. The owner is in a hurry to stay with his house, and the young couple demand $10,000, to property. And after they reach the deal, the young couple they mentioned, all they have to do is pay another month of security deposit. They can find somewhere else to move into, and people are just totally abusing the system and turning into a career. Wow.
他们这些租霸呢，他们的口号就是你要租金你就去法庭，我先住个半年1年啊，要叫我走，少则6、7千、7、8千，多则2、3万，有的甚至要到5、6万。像那些租金管制的房子，你要搬家都要5、6万。我说的每一句话，每一个人都有他们的 ID， 有他们的这个小业主的这个证词，这个是可以负责的，他可以到协会来这个找我，很多，不下于几百个，我手里面掌握的。
Michael, he said there's over hundreds of cases handled. With everything he said, he can back it up. He has people's ID, he can identify the people he's worked with. He say that there's so many cases are like that, and people are turning into professional things, and they're doing it for a living.
我本人在大学点有一个4家庭的房子，就曾经遭遇到租霸的讹诈，他跟我要价是12000块，我不同意，他就砸烂这个热水管，叫这个水渗到地下室，然后呢，他是因为我这个租霸是在1楼，我2楼的租客打电话来让我来修，然后呢，我赶紧找人来修，还没等修完。这个1楼的又把这个打311，让人来给我贴了个6000块钱的罚单，现在罚单还在这儿，我还没有交，这些都可以给他看。
Yeah, Michael, he said that he owns the 4-family property in California, and he has experience with a very bad tenant. The guy refused to leave. He demands $12,000 to move out, and Michael feels that this is a totally scam, and he refused it. He rejected it, and the tenant started doing damage to the building. He broke the hot water pipe, made the water, flood the floor, and the water even went under to the cellar floor, to the basement. When the second floor tenant had no hot water, called him for the repair, and the first floor tenant called the building department on purpose just to give him a ticket, and the ticket was worth $6,000, and he still has the lien on the property.
如果你不答应租霸的这些赔款要求，他还会打311来啊，311来，只要一来，随便就会开个几千块、上万块的罚单，因为纽约市全都是些老房子，怎么样都能找出一些毛病来。
And in New York City, a lot of these buildings they're old. They're built like before 1960s, in 1950s, and the tenants they cause damage to the property purposely, and they make they call a building department to come over to issue the tickets.
纽约市单方面保护租客的这个法律，对这个房东是碾压式的压榨，对房东没有任何的一点点帮助，因为他们有免费的律师可以提供，然后呢，他们随便的就可以延庭，延1-2庭，随便一个理由就可以延1-2庭，一庭就是1个多月。
Michael says that the New York housing law is very lenient for the tenants, which is killing all the landlords because the tenants they have all kinds of resources. They have attorneys at housing court. They can use legal aids, and the landlords they have to pay for their attorney fees to go to court. And once the case gets to the court, they can keep on adjourning the hearing date, which makes the landlord lose more rent over the case.
自今年3-4月份以来，我就每天呢坚持接待认识几位小业主，现在有几百位华人的业主被这个租霸压榨和这个骚扰。他们的口号就是你不给钱，我就不让你好过，我就是让你拿不到钱，而且呢，我还要311来给你开罚单，而且他就没事找茬，说这里坏了那里坏了啊，就故意砸坏一些东西让你来修，你不修，他就说他就要去告你，你修了他也没有租金给你，他就第2天又把别的东西搞坏，就故意的。
Michael is saying that he's been devoting a lot of his personal time into helping his members. He's helped over hundreds of members this year since the pandemic. So many landlords, small property owners, they have the same problem. Unable to collect rent. When they try to work with the tenants come up with a crazy price to move out. Or even to start a negotiation. And they causing damage to the property purposely just to give the landlords more trouble. Can I ask when you Michael referred to his members? Is this it's not very clear. Oh, I'm sorry. You referred to his members. Michael has members. Is he the head of an organization? Yes, he has a landlord group. And this landlord group, are they centered in Queens or Brooklyn or what part of the city? Okay. 他说你就是说，如果你就是说是这个组织，我给他解释说，你的这个组织里面呢就是说有很多所谓的那种会员。他说你的这些就是会员是主要是在什么地方，是在什么区域？
我的会员一般都在 Queens、弗拉盛啊、布克林和唐人街，因为我的英文不好嘛，我只能接待一些这个华人的这个小业主，但是也有印度的几个业主来找过我。他们也是遭受了同样的情况，因为这些业主也收不到租金，他们年龄都比较大一些他们需要这些钱来生活，有的甚至逼着他们都想去轻生自杀什么的都很多。我可以，如果他当天他到现场的话，我会把这些人介绍给他，让他亲自给他讲一讲。
Okay. Michael, he said that most of his members are from Queens area, Flushing, some from Brooklyn. Most of them they're first generation immigrants, like Michael himself. There are also some members from Southern Asia, Indian people, from Bangladesh, and they have the same problem. Michael said there are so many members he's interviewed, and a lot of them they're very devastated. Some of them even, thought about suicide because they just cannot overcome this situation.
很多的小业主他们现在大部分的小业主他们需要借钱还贷款，然后呢，他们这个也濒临着破产。 纽约市的法律啊，就是打一个比喻吧，可能我的比喻比较不准确，就像两个这个人在赛跑，政府就像裁判，房客可以自由的跑，房东一想跑，他就说你不准动，然后呢，房客继续跑，房东又想去追，政府就说你不准动，就是这样，就是这样，就是一种的法律。我们呼吁啊，一个公平的房屋法。
Okay, Michael, you say that in this current situation, a landlord has to borrow money elsewhere to make up his application to the mortgage and property tax. Well, usually many of these landlords they are able to cover all the expenses with the income from the rental. But right now, since the executive order which bans the eviction, the landlords they have no resource of the rental income, so they have to borrow money elsewhere to make up their application towards the mortgage or the property tax. Now, question. Joe Lynn told me, so he owns some building, and he told me that the bank has been working with him and has extending his mortgage, but allowing him to not make payments for 6 months. Is that happening to generally though? Have the bank been giving its members some flexibility? OK， 他是这样子说，他是说呢，关于提到银行就是说还贷款的事情，他是说银行是不是他听到 Joe Lynn 就是那个就是开指甲店的那个先生讲，他说是不是银行有给大家一个缓期6个月还贷款的事情？
这个是一个假消息，银行是可以给3个月的延期还贷款，但是你利息要付，但是呢，它会影响到你的信用，你会在2年之内不会有任何银行贷款。如果你申请了3个月的这个延期，2年之内不会有任何银行再贷款给你。
Michael said that information is not very accurate because what's happening is that the banks they allow a 3-month grace period for you to start paying mortgage again. But within the 3-month grace period, you have to pay extra money towards the interest. And also, it's going to affect your credit tremendously. And within 2 years, you cannot borrow any more money from any other banks.
就算你拿到这3个月的延期，但是法庭从3月延到明年1月份，这是9个多月的时间，它根本小业主是承受不了的。另外，我个人预测，明年4月份以前不会开庭。政府在这玩游戏，他从3月份延到6月份开庭日期，然后呢6月份延到8月份，8月延到9月，9月延到10月，10月现在延到1月1号，等到11月、12月他就会公布到2、3月，到了1、2月他就公布到4月以后，所以说4月份以前你根本开不了庭，所以1年多的时间，这些小业主真的是濒临破产。
And Michael said, eventually, you still have to make payments for a mortgage again, even though the banks that delay the payment for 3 months is unhelpful because the court they were shut down from March to September. It was the first executive order, and now the executive order extended to January 1st of 2021. And Michael said with these residential houses, he doesn't accept the court to take any application until spring next year or maybe summer. Wow. So there's a season. There's for seasons the landlords are not able to collect any rent. Is it so? I know in New York, eviction has always been very hard, right? The law has been tilted toward the favor of the tenants for a long time, and it's very hard to evict anybody. So is it that tenants sort of are now emboldened and taking advantage of this, or is it that I'm sort of trying to think like in the past were these landlords often using eviction to remove people, or how does that sort of like tell me about more how things have changed, because it was bad even before the eviction order, right?
OK， 他是说 现在的租客跟以前的租客产生了什么变化？因为纽约的法律一直以来都是非常的保护租客，一直以来在纽约市都非常的困难驱赶租客。那现在的这个州长令、市长令出台的时候，对这一个政策有什么变化？现在就是说驱赶租客变得更难，就是说对所有房东产生了些什么影响？
对这个所有的房东，就是说租金更难收到，很多人借着这个州长令，他们就拒付租金。只要你去收租金，他说你去法庭拿，或者说你去找政府要，我们都没有钱。然后呢，呃，最近有一个提案，已经有22位议员通过了，就是我跟你说那个两家庭以上也实行租金管制，就是说对这个小业主是无限制的压榨。政府现在认为这小业主是一块肥肉啊，地税每年都在大幅增长啊，所以说你先跟他讲这些。
Okay. Well, Michael, he said that as the executive order was issued this year, a lot of tenants, they're using it as an advantage to fight with the landlord. So now they have even more reason not to pay their rent, even their application to do so, because the justice system is on their side. And, for the landlords, there's nothing you can do about it. Even so many people, they were getting unemployment, or they went back to work, after July, but still they are protected by this executive order. So they still refuse to pay for their application. And also now there's a new bill was signed by 22 senators. They're going to turn all the two-family residential property into rent-stabilized properties, and which is going to hurt the landlords even more, because in that case, even your lease expires, you don't have no excuse or any reason to take your property back, but to issue a new lease, which is supposed to be forced on homeowners.
因为
You will not have any control over the properties you own.
因为州长令，很多租客就以这个为借口拒付租金，拒付不付。他们说，你要租金就去找州长，或者是找法庭要，这样导致了市场的秩序的一个混乱啊。他们觉得不付租金是天经地义的啊，而且还要给他们如需要他们走，就要拿出一笔不菲的这个搬家费，他们认为是天经地义的。他们觉得这个不交租金，他不像吃饭不付钱、坐车不付钱一样。他们觉得我在你这住啊，你就应该好好的伺候我，我不付钱给你，如果你想让我走，你就要给我一笔搬家费，就是这种形成一种这种的这个意识。
Yeah, Michael, you mentioned now the market, the real estate market, is totally upside down, because with the protection of the executive order from the government, the tenants, they feel that they're protected. They're running it like a business. They feel like they're no longer obligated to pay rent. I stay in your apartment, you have to take care of me because you owe to. And also, with the executive orders and the eviction ban, the landlords, they have no rental income, but still, on the other side, the government, they keep on jacking up the property tax, which is even more of a burden on the small property owners.
这次游行啊，不光是我们华人，也有一些各族裔的人都有，大概各族裔的也将近有1000人啊。所以说，我们要求一个公平的房屋法，要求一个给小业主一些濒临破产的小业主一些房屋补助、房屋租金损失的补助。
Okay. Yeah, Michael said that on Friday the protests we're going to. It's not just Chinese Americans. It's not just the Asian Americans. There's people from all over New York are attending this protest. We have groups from Brooklyn. We have groups coming from Manhattan. There's homeowners from different countries, different backgrounds. we're all joining together coming to this protest.
When people think about people who come to this country as immigrants from different countries, they think about very hardworking people, but not usually people who have the money to buy a building necessarily. So tell me about is it that these individuals are sort of working for years and saving money to buy a building? How are they able to buy new real estate?
Okay. 他是说，当别人想，就是作为一个新移民来到美国这个国家，他们都觉得这些人是非常的辛勤工作，非常的刻苦工作，然后慢慢存钱去买到这些房子。他们不觉得是说，在印象里不觉得新移民会有这个钱在美国来自产业。那这些新移民他们是怎么做到的？
新移民呢，他们就是他的意思是什么？是新移民是怎么做到买房子的是吗？还是什么意思？
对，他是觉得就是说，在一般来讲，移民呢都是觉得很多人从很穷的地方来到美国之后，就是说很辛勤的工作，就是说在移民这个词里面，不觉得是说移民来到美国，他们就很有钱，他们就有这个能力去买房子。那在我们的就是说，
我知道了，你听我说，你跟他讲，每个人的消费观念啊，每个人的这个生活的这个价值观的不同。像我们一些华人、犹太人，像有一些族裔的一些人，他们是省吃俭用，省下来这些首付款啊，买了房子供这个房子，然后呢，作为自己的一个生活的保障。比如说一对夫妻，像我们夫妻在这里，每个人3000块钱到4000块钱的工资一个月，那么呢，一年呢也就6、7万，我们的在吃饭上用，也就是一个月也就是1000多块。打个比方吧啊，就1000多块，剩下的3、4千，除了别的费用，剩下的3、4千呢，他都会存起来，存一年就存个3、4万块啊，存个2、3年、3、4年就够首付了。就这样，就大家就去，真的是吃苦耐劳啊，买下一个building。
Okay. Mike may say that within the first generation of immigrants, everybody's consumption view is different. A lot of these immigrants, they're dipped into saving and they're working tremendously hard. For example, like this couple, like a couple like them, they only have the income, a household income of $50,000-$60,000 a year. They really have to dip into saving to get to where they are today. They sacrifice time from family. They tremendous amount of work, at job. It's hard-earned money, and they did a lot of saving to get to where they are today.
新移民呢，买房子还是少，还是说来了10多年的老移民，因为我们这些小屋主啊、小业主啊，大部分就偏大的，40、50岁都是年轻的，都是60、70岁的，甚至有80多岁的收不到租金到我这儿来，所以说他们来美国10几、20年，并且省吃俭用啊，买了房子。
Michael, he mentioned that a lot of members in his association, they're elderly people. They're over 60s, even 70s. These people, they have been here over 20, 30 years. And, this is what they have. This is what they've made out of their entire savings, all they have. Now they're on the edge of bankruptcy.
他们经过10几年、20几年打拼的，真的是非常的苦。难道现在面临着濒临的破产？所以说，我们要求这个政府给我们一个公平的房屋法。在今年呢，各行各业都有相应的补助，但是因为州长令，很多小屋主收不到租金，他们没有任何的补贴。
Well, Michael said that since the pandemic happened this year, there's a lot of government resource small business can use to get through this tough time, such as PPP or small business the loan that came out from the Small Business Bureau. But under these circumstances, all the tenants are under the protection of the executive order. The landlords, they lost their rental income, and there's no any type of resource to help small property owners.
Tell me some of the details about the protest on Friday. Where is it going to be held and at what time?
他是说星期五这个游行具体在什么地方？
星期五的游行就是在市政厅的门口，地址是 City Hall Park NY 10007地铁口门口，就是纽约市政府的正门口。
Okay. Michael said the protest is held right in front of City Hall. It's at the City Hall Park. So, these different landlord groups, we're going to meet up on Broadway and Murray Street. It's right on top of the City Hall subway station.
希望 Jim 呢，因为我们的英文媒体不认识英文媒体，希望 Jim 能帮我们这个多联系一些英文媒体，给我们报道这些小业主的这些惨况，他们真的是濒临破产，濒临着家破人亡。
Yes, Michael, he say that he hasn't been here very long. He doesn't know too many English media. He say, please forward the information, pass forward the information. Let everybody know what the small landlords are going through. If you can, maybe you can refer the English media to us to have them report what's been happening in our city.
What time is the protest on Friday?
It's 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Okay. So I'm definitely going to come to the protest with my cameras to cover it for video. One way I can help spread the word is by doing my own story. Of course, I'll share. If there's a press release or a flyer that you can send me, that would be great. To question though, I put out some inquiries for translators. Who I have one possible translator. Do you guys know of possible interpreters who could come with me, or I could hire?
Well, I'm gonna be at a protest. I can help you with the translation.
Okay, but I assume you're gonna be busy with other things, or you'll have time to help me identify people.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be at a protest. I can walk around with you to meet with other members, and I can translate for you.
Okay, and tell me your name again.
Steve Go, G-O-U.
G-O-U. And are you, can I connect with you on WeChat too?
Sure, absolutely.
What's your number?
It's 646-627-1998. Just search my phone number, it should come up.
And are you, so your involvement is are you a landlord too? Are you a friend of Michael's, or?
Well, my family, we were having tremendous problem with the tenant as well. And that's when I met Michael, because he actually helped me out from a very bad situation. Okay. He did a lot of work. He did a lot of work, on a personal base with my tenant. And he helped me got my property back.
Got it. So, in addition to coming to the protest cover to get footage of the protest, there are two other things I'd like to do. I would like to schedule an interview with Michael on camera. Is that something he could do, where I could interview him on camera with an interpreter?
Okay, Michael, 他说星期五的时候他也会到现场，他会带他的摄像机一起来。然后他说呢，他想问我们，就是说有没有就是说翻译，他可以聘请。我说到时候我也会在现场，我说我会陪你，就是说我可以陪你到球场后采访一下，就是说我们的这些会员帮你做翻译。
OK。
然后他说他到时候呢，他希望只让你上镜。他是会拿到他的摄像机来，让你上镜做一个采访，
没问题，
可不可以？
没问题。
然后他刚才也问我是怎么认识你的，我也给他解释说，我的家人今年也遭遇了这种，就是说租客的问题，就是说是你花了很多时间跟我的租客就是面对面的调解，帮我把房子拿回来。
对，
这是我认识你的途径。
对，好，你跟他讲，我们我会有一个女的吧，女的就是她带了一个小孩，刚刚买了房子，又付很多的贷款，她就 一个租霸进去就交了1押1租，现在一年多了没给租金。这个女孩住宿舍，她是刚刚住宿舍，她就为了房子省这个住房钱，现在连地税都交不起了，贷款也好几个月没付了。还有一对夫妇带了4个小孩，他们要供养，也是现在就真的是他们到我协会里面都是想去自杀了。他说想把孩子让我来托付啊，这我都会给介绍给他们。还有80岁的老人家就是说拿不到租金啊，这个愁的都要生病了很多次，还有的因为收不到房租都得癌了，得了癌，是真正的，我都叫过来让他们看一看。
Yes, Michael said he's very, he's very willing to go on the camera to do the interview. He say that he wants to invite you to his office sometimes to interview some of his members. Some of them have very persuasive case. Yeah. And Michael says some of them they're single mother. They have many children and they're losing their house over to these bad tenants, and they have to move out from their own house. And this elderly member over 80s, they're living on the edge. They have no resource of rental income, and this is what they saved up for, and it turned out the other way.
Yes, I would very much like to come to his office to shoot this. But in his office, these people there who are they people who work with Michael? What's the nature of sort of these other landlords sharing his office with him?
OK， 他是说，我说，请他来到办公室，就是说你有些其他的会员，有些非常有说服力的这些故事讲给他听，他主要非常愿意这么做。他说他想问你，在你的办公室里面，就是说是别的房东，就是说跟你一起共用这个办公室，就是说这个是一个什么起因？就是说你会有个办公室。专门就是说做
这个办公室啊，是以前我最早是在公园呢，是在公园里面给帮大家发一些这个律师信的。后来因为我的一个朋友也是一个老板，他说我的办公室现在因为科28是空着，他说先给我用啊，你就不要在街上，在街上一个是比较危险，二呢就是说风吹日晒的，所以没有个地方要打印纸啊，打印写些东西啊，大家讲话也不方便，所以说人家一个朋友也同情我们这些小业主提供的。
Michael is saying that, when he first started, they used to do it in the parks. He used to organize a meeting in the parks with the property owner who has problems. Goes to him for help. And later on, Michael, one of his friends, saw his the YouTube and invited him to his office. He's got an office here in Flushing. That's vacant, and he told Michael he can use the office space to hold his meetings, and also they have computer or printer they can use, so provide him access, and to get off the street, to move into office, it's more privacy, it's more protection.
Okay, well, that sounds great. The other thing I'm going to want to do is if he could give me like a few, maybe 3 of individuals or sort of the most outrageous stories he has of tenants who are demanding money to get out of a property, like the one he mentioned of a tenant who damaged property, because I'm going to want to focus on those cases, talk to those landlords, and kind of like expose what happened.
OK， 他说你可不可以给他准备3个最有就是说服力，
没问题，
最重磅的这种例子，
没问题。
曝光，比如是说租客刻意搞破坏，让房东收不到房租还被罚款之类的这种，就比较重磅一点的。
没问题。
他来给他们曝光。
几十个都有，没问题。
That's not a problem. He appreciates that you do so to expose what's happening for the rest of the city to see.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. I will tell him that in terms of scheduling a time for that interview, I'll probably want to do it next week. But I'll message him on WeChat to figure out the time. And in the meantime, I will meet him. I'll plan to meet him at 2 p.m. I should come at 2 p.m. For the protest. I'll be there capturing footage of the protest.
Sounds good. That's great. 他说呢，星期五2点钟他会到游行现场来跟你见面。然后他说他想下个星期跟你做一个采访，具体时间他会在微信上面发信息给你，跟你约。
好的。OK。
Great. Okay. Well, good.
告诉他，我的一个结束语就是说，我们不管是新移民还是老移民，来到美国是认为美国是民主自由的国家，但是我们想不到美国能有这样的事情，这样的法律，真是奇葩。
Mike say that we all came to this country for a better life. We want to live under a country that's with democracy. But what's happening right now, this is totally unacceptable. Nobody ever thought of this would even happen. That's why we're doing everything we can to try to change it.
政府是严重的侵占了我们私有财。
Michael, please, I can share news about the protest. Does he have like a flyer or some announcement that I could send, that I could distribute? Not distribute, but I'll pass it to people I know. I'll share it.
Okay. 他会帮你这个游行的消息宣传给他的媒体朋友。你有没有比如说任何的横幅啊，或者相片，或者任何东西可以发给他？
我等一下发到他微信去，马上我发过去。
对，你也可以发给我，你也可以发给他。
OK。
有一个那个就是 anniversary， 我可以发给他，就关于游行。
OK。谢谢他 ，Thank you, Jim,
okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, tell him thank you very much. I'll meet him on Friday then.
Have a good day.
We'll see you on Friday.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
For your time. Have a great day.
Bye. 大家在看现场直播的朋友，希望你们就是说有一些受伤比较严重的屋主，赶紧来联系我，咱们通过媒体让大家引发更多的关注，让政府给我们相应的补贴，减地税，要求有公平的房屋法，挽救我们小业主。赶紧联系我，好不好？谢谢大家。